Hey, welcome to All In with Soren Patterson. I am Soren Patterson, and I've been running this channel for a while now. And I started it kind of on a whim because I knew I wasn't right, and I wanted to talk to other people who might not be right. But as I look back on myself, I was fresh from retirement because I retired in 2018, and I was still realizing, and I had a long way to go to understand exactly how much PTSD, TBI, and depression affected my life, to learning and realizing my new physical limits, my mental limits, and even not even emotional limits where I'd become stunted. None of that really was clarity. So when I started this, when I started pushing my video outs and I started talking, there was genuinely good intention behind it. But the place that I was starting from, believe it or not, was fear. I wanted to appear strong. I still wanted to be a senior NCO and I still wanted to be in charge. So when I started talking to everybody about things that were and still are extremely important to me, or about my own personal struggles, it was never from where I was. It wasn't from how I was. It was definitely almost to the point of a briefing, if you really think about it. Maybe just a little with a more personal touch, and thankfully no PowerPoint slides. But, and I'm going to say that a lot, I think, throughout this, it has now been 8 years since I retired. 8 years. And in 8 years, I'm in a place that I was hoping to be in a lot sooner than I am or was. I thought, I got this. It doesn't matter if I move to a new country. It doesn't matter. I won't really know the language or the currency or any of that jazz because I've got a good set of skills and I can manage. What I didn't anticipate is the crash. And I crashed hard. I was so used to putting mission first, to putting my soldiers before myself, to sacrificing time with family, friends, and even my own time to recognize who the hell I am. I sacrificed upon the altar of service relationships and friendships because I believed in what I was doing. And that takes a serious toll that we don't realize that we're paying. One of the big things we talk about on Memorial Day is, when we sign up in uniform, we sign a blank check, and it up to and including my life, if that's what's needed to keep moving. What we don't realize, and it doesn't matter if we're only in 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, if you're back in the day, or you do a full 20 like I did, we still pay even when we hang up the uniform. I'm still paying today. There are things that I just thought I could do that I can't do, or I can't do in the same way. I can even liken it to when I was an E5. The only tool I had in my toolbox, because I was an 82nd Airborne E5, was a big mother hammer. That means every single problem I faced was a nail. Which means I did not do so well once I left the 82nd. And it took some very patient senior leaders around me, and some ones that weren't, to help me start to realize that there should be more tools in my toolkit. The real formative time for me, though, was when I was a drill sergeant and realized that you can't slam dance every single soldier that comes through because they need more. I am still learning lessons today from my time on the trail that I wish I knew then, that I could have taken better care of those soldiers, that I would have learned how to take better care of me. I remember running PT with 103-degree temperature. Not the smartest thing to do. So here I am on the outside world. I'm not wearing the uniform anymore. I am not Sergeant First Class Patterson. It's weird to say, but I'm actually Mr. Patterson now. And hopefully one day to become Dr. Patterson. But you never stop being the senior NCO. So when I retired and I moved to Bulgaria, which my lady initially thought was crazy, but it's actually been very good for us. The first few, she says 8, I don't know if it was quite 8, but maybe more, time on the couch, mostly playing my Xbox, mostly reading, mostly not interacting with the world. And I kind of left her out there flapping in a big way. So I wasn't being very supportive. Because, and my favorite metaphor is this, and if anybody knows me, this is one I say a lot. If you've ever seen the amazingly awesome sound music of the Blues Brothers, the very end of the movie, the main protagonists are on a massive car chase. And they're chased a long way, and so many cars are destroyed. There's so many jumps and crashes, all sorts of, and they just keep going. They plow through, they do the donuts, they drive through a mall, destroying that car all the way through. And when they get to where they're going and they screech to a halt, they both jump out of the car, slam the doors, take a few steps, and then they turn around and they look at the car. And the car just falls apart. Literally. I mean, actually falls apart. All the doors, windows, cars, everything, bye. And in this case, I'm the car. And the mission is what was driving me through all those things. So when I retired and came to that screeching halt and the mission walked away, I fell apart. I didn't have at that time something overarching that was always driving my actions, that even when I was depressed, even when I was in so much pain, I would still get up and go do these things. So for these past 8 years, I've been rebuilding the car. But not just rebuilding the car, I'm trying to change the way the car works. Better engine, better suspension, more responsive in steering. And how does that apply now? That means I've been trying to face the darkness in my heart and the memories in my soul. The ones that I still can't talk about with anyone. That I can only hint at with some brothers in arms. That even now, just thinking about the thought of a possibility of those things makes my whole chest tighten up. And tears come to my eyes. Because there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain physically. For 20 years, every day when I woke up in pain. And it just got worse and worse and worse. So really, learning how to live with that pain and still be a person was an ongoing thing for me. Different types of pills, different types of treatments. But it's like seared in my mind when I got the disc from my one and only MRI. The German doctor handed it to me. He said, "Hey, there's some light scarring, but you're good to go. Have a good day." And he walked away. What do you mean? So it's been a journey, because what did I do? Because I wanted to help myself, because I wanted to stand up and be the person I thought I was. I went back to school. I went to school for psychology because I had learned how to be an MRT. And those resiliency techniques are actually what got me through the latter years of my service. I wanted to know what made those techniques work. And while I was learning about why those techniques work and how the mind works, I started learning how the brain works and where scarring is actually a big issue depending on the area of the brain. But hey, when you get blown up a few times, it's going to be there. So I had to educate myself. I had to keep moving. I had to start realizing that I had to rebuild myself physically, that all the skills that I thought I had were kind of lost thanks to PTSD, thanks to the fact that we try to protect ourselves. Our memory blocks things away. But what we don't realize when we do that is we block away a lot of the good when we hide the bad. And a lot of the bad actually stayed and the good didn't, which means I wasn't always a nice person. I put a lot of things off. I wasn't present in the moment. And I didn't know it. Matter of fact, my ego was fully in drive and it wouldn't let me recognize where I was at. And that took a long time to beat the hell down. Because when you're used to being capable and having the answers and knowing how to get to the answers, it's a struggle to realize you have to start over. So I've been on a journey, and I don't think it's anywhere near ending. But I want to share my journey with you. I want you to see what PTSD can do with us. Sometimes it's light. Sometimes it's so freaking heavy. Sometimes I don't even realize I still have it until things like some stuff that happened recently that just make it come roaring back and I have nightmares all over again. The fact that I hate pills. I hate pills. I don't like taking medication. But now I've actually found a set of meds that work for my headaches. So I went from having a headache every bloody day, all day, to way less, which means I can start to actually live, which is an unreal thing because now I'm looking at it on the other side when I'm not in pain and I start to realize how stunted I had become, how small my world became, and I couldn't see it. Those walls were adamantium. I couldn't look out. I was stuck in this box that I had created, and I thought I was doing wonderful things within this box. Like, yeah. And no, I really wasn't. Leaving my family out there. I was not even just family or friends. I was leaving myself to suffer. I had eliminated so many good things in my life, and I had just distilled it to just a couple of things. I can't live like that. I don't want you to live like that. So I'm here. And I want to share all the crazy things that I go through. The good, the bad, the silly, because silliness is back in my life. When I'm overly defensive and I don't know why, or I don't even recognize why, and then I have to come back after the fact and go, no, I'm sorry, I was wrong in this situation. And we don't like saying that in the military, especially when we get up senior, like, no, I ain't wrong. But as you will hear me say many times here in the future, asking for help is not a weakness. And it took a lot of strength for me to stand back up and ask for help again, which is what led to the meds. If I hadn't stood up and asked for help, I would still be inside the box and I still wouldn't be talking to you the way I should be. I wouldn't be able to truly share how my life goes. My life isn't bad. It's different. It has rough and sharp edges at times, but there's many amazing things in it, and I couldn't see them because of the various pains. So I practice the skills. I take a breath. and I start doing the things that I can, that are within my control. So a lot of the things that you're going to see from me are going to be physical fitness, because I like to be physically fit. But I also know and love workouts. The more tired I get, the more fired up I get, the more endorphins get started. Every day that I can start my day with a workout is a better day for me, which means I'm in a better mood. I'm better. I'm more resilient. I'm less defensive. So I've already started my day in a good way. So that's in one of the aspects of what I do. I help others work out, because not just my workouts, but when I work out with you, pushing you pushes me, which I love. Practicing the techniques I learned as an MRT, and then finding the where, how, and adding depth to those as I'm finishing out my bachelor's degree has been awesome. I want to share those. And I want to be able to provide, if you want to talk, to sit here and listen, to share in brotherhood, or with a sister in arms. Sometimes I might not have gone through everything that you went through, and you might not have gone everything I've gone through, but we both did it. And I'm not just talking war. I'm talking about getting released at 1900 and you were just sitting there for 7 hours. What the hell? I'm talking about the fact that maybe you can't get off the couch that day and you've watched the same movie 15 times in a row, where making a meal can feel so heavy and like it's too much. It's too much. I can't make rice and steak. I can't do it. I can't. And I can't even explain why. How do I tell my lady that I couldn't get off the couch today and not be ashamed? How do I tell her that I was so wrapped up that I was immobilized? That I was upset with myself, that I was angry at myself, that I could not get off the couch to do even these little things, even just vacuum the floor or sweep or wash the dishes, but I couldn't. How do I tell her that? So when she walks through the door from a long day for her, and she walks into a mess, and I've been home all day. How do I not feel shame? And what does that shame turn into? It turns into defensive anger. Because even though I know I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. And that's the thing. I just felt wrong. I was still dealing with things, and I didn't even know what the hell I was trying to deal with. So going forward, these are the things I want to talk about. I want to share the days where I was so deep in depression, there was no light in my world. I want to share the days where I wasn't. And I got out and did so many fun things that I have a little lady right now. She's 3.5. She's going to be 4 soon. And she brightens me up every day. So I don't want my darkness overshadowing her. And that's a serious concern. I don't want that which afflicts me to afflict her. And if I don't want that to happen, that means I need to face my demons. But I don't have to face them alone, and neither do you. And it really doesn't matter what kind of demon it is. I am willing to be there with you and share that experience. I will jump down in the hole with you. If you want my help, I will help you climb back out. If you just need company, I'm there. That is why, the true reason why I've created All In with Soren Patterson. Because I want you to always know that I've got your six. And there are others, excuse me, there are many more like me out there. And if you can't talk to me, you can talk to them. But we're here. And I'm here. So thank you. And I truly hope you will continue on this journey with me that we call life as we navigate these waters. Take care of yourself. And remember, I've got your six.